Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I am so honored to be here again for my third time at this great Thrive conference. All right. And I just want to say to all of you that I want to thank Thrive for all of the great work that they are doing all over the country, especially for our young people. You know, when I was in high school, there was a lot of discrimination against kids of color. Myself being a Mexican American, you know, we had to kind of fight that. And some of my friends who, you know, were trying to combat that discrimination, they actually, some of them changed their names from Estrella to Star, from Martinez to Martin. But my mother always told me, be proud of who you are. You never have to pretend that you're somebody else. Just always be true to yourself. And I know that sometimes that takes a lot of courage. But I think that's the one thing that we have to remember. Because when we stand up for ourselves and we have that courage, we're really giving a message to other people. So in the world that we live in, we know that this is really, really important. And I want to tell you a little story about what happened in my hometown of Bakersfield, California. We had some trustees on our current high school board that were very racist and very homophobic. One of the trustees put on his Facebook, all gays should be burned at the stake. Another one said, in terms of the work that our foundation was doing, the Dolores Huerta Foundation is trying to take over our school board with sexual deviance. You know what happened to them? Well, we had elections. And those two homophobic trustees are gone, okay? They're out. But it took the voices of our community, especially our LGBTQ community, to come forward. Not only to protest at the school board meetings, but to go out there and in this last election, join us in our canvassing teams and our phone banking teams to make sure that those two trustees would get defeated. And I say this because I think that one of the things that we have to look at, and I know we heard from Mr. Takano, our great congressman, that we have to think of those school boards, because we really have to go into our high schools. We got to make sure that those gay-straight alliance organizations are there and that they're being implemented. And so we have to use our voices to be able to make that happen. And so I just want to say to you, never be afraid to use your voice. The only way that we can erase the ignorance, because we know that hatred comes from ignorance, the only way that we can erase that ignorance is to use our voices. And when we do use our voices and we're giving those messages of love, of knowledge, sometimes they're not ready to listen to our message. I just want to say this. Yeah, we get angry, but let's use that energy of our anger. Let's use that energy of our anger to turn that into action. And not give up. Keep using our voices to deliver those messages with the courage that we have and the faith that we have. And the other thing is, don't try to do it alone. Try to get some allies. Get some allies, LGBT allies, or other types of allies, so that you don't have to do it by yourself. So as we go forward, we know that our voices are going to make the difference. Our voices are going to carry the message of love, the message that we need, the message of unity, the message of human rights for everybody. So I do want to introduce you right now to a young man, but before I do that, I'm just going to ask you to do one other thing. I'm going to ask you to use your voices right now. So could I ask you all please to stand up? Okay, and this is what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to use your voice very, very loud. And I'm going to ask you a question, and I know you know the answer. And the question is a very simple one. And I'm going to ask you the question, who's got the power? And I want you to yell, hold on. I want you to yell out very, very loud, we've got the power. And when I say what kind of power, I want you to say people power, right? But we have to shout it so loud, all of the homophobes, all of the neo-Nazis, all of the misogynists, all of the haters, that they can hear us, okay? Can we do that? All right, let's go. And I'm actually going to do the chant 2 times. Once we'll say people power, and the second time we'll say thrive power, all right? Okay, let's go. Who's got the power? Some people aren't quite sure. Can we raise that decibel a little bit higher? Okay, let's do one more time. Who's got the power? What kind of power? People power. Okay, we'll do it one more time, but we're going to say thrive power next time, okay? Who's got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? Thrive power. Okay, so are we going to go out there and use our voices to stand up for ourselves, to stand up for others? We have to get out there, we have to organize. So, and the way we will do this, we'll end with a si se puede. For those of you that don't know what that means, it means yes, we can. Yes, we can as individuals, but yes, we can collectively, because the power has got to be with all of us working together. So let's put our hands together, and we're going to say, si se puede, all together. Let's go. Si se puede. Thank you. So now it's my great honor to introduce you to a young ambassador for HRC who has been using his voice and his courage to make sure that our LGBT community is respected and doing a lot of great work. So please welcome with a great big applause to our ambassador, Zimar Batista. Everybody.
One song, one dive.